I can't troubleshoot in real time here. It's not going to be possible to do that. But that is showing me I am watching myself. So it should work. Give it a try. Give it a restart. Okay. Washed my hands. Prepare the tomatoes and herbs. While the chicken cooks, have the tomatoes and in a small bowl season with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper. Okay, so let's get the small bowl out. We're going to thank you for letting me know, though. I appreciate it. Like, I appreciate knowing whether it's live or not. That is nice to be like, oh, it is or it isn't. Okay. So chicken is cooking, timer is going. Can you troubleshoot and cook at the same time? Possibly. Okay, we're having the tomatoes. Darlene on YouTube says it's working now. Good. Yes. And by virtue of that message, I believe you. Yeah, caretaker. It's weird when this stuff doesn't line up. It's definitely I don't know. Everything. Some things are just like we just gotta roll with it. That's how it goes. Just like one of these tomatoes having mold on it, and now I'm worried about the rest of them. But like, I think they're fine. I think they're fine. I'm going with it. I'm rolling with it. These are, in fact, not grape tomatoes. These are the like mixed variety tomatoes, which is fine. Kind of choose your own adventure with the small. As long as the tomatoes are small, I think that's the intention. Is the like tiny tomatoes sliced in half. Some of my notes on these recipes are things like, hey, if you only have regular sized tomatoes, go ahead and just small dice them, like things like that. Where it's like, well, you could do this, you could do it, you could do this, you could do that. Like very sort of easy tweaks and things of that nature. Season with a 1/4 teaspoon salt and a 1/4 teaspoon pepper. Okay. So I don't want to use the word season with. What do I want you to do? I want you to have an action. And that action is stir in or toss with. I always toss like this, but you know, if you're not comfortable doing this, stir it in. So I want to change the language on here and say small bowl, stir in 1/4 teaspoon salt and 1/4 teaspoon pepper. Okay, so I need a 1/4 cup of chopped parsley or chives. So I initially had done a tablespoon of dill. That was not nearly enough for this. So we are doing 4 times that. But a 1/4 cup is really not that much. So I think I actually want even more than that. If you're using dill, I would say a 1/4 cup is fine. If you're using parsley, I want you to add a lot more than that. And so I think what I might change this to say is like up to, add herbs like up to a 1/2 cup. Because I'm going to add a lot because I like a lot. And that's my preference. Several of the recipes that I have out there, folks have commented on and has said that's a lot of parsley or whatever. What my favorite comment was, this recipe calls for a lot of parsley, but it works in this situation. And I'm like, yeah, it does. Yes, it does. Okay, so we got about 20 seconds left until we have to flip that chicken. So we're not going to get to chop the parsley, but we are on track to finish the we're on track to do the 2 things that I wanted you to do while the chicken was cooking, which was the herbs and the tomatoes. Okay, so timer is going. Let's reset that to 6 minutes. We're going to come over to the stove and take a look at what the chicken looks like now. Come on over to the stove. So here's the chicken after being on medium for 6 minutes. Oh yeah, that looks that looks great. It doesn't look great, but to be fair, it looks like it's like, it looks like what I was expecting. I'll say that. When I say it doesn't look great, what I mean is it's not like super browned because it's been in the steam bath of the pan, but that's also kind of the intention, because the goal of this is to cook it is to get everything cooked as quickly as possible. Again, we'll tilt the pan to kind of give it a little even spread, because yes, my stove, like everyone's stove, is uneven. Okay, another 6 minutes and we're ready to go. Darlene on YouTube says, I like your shirt. Thank you. I like this shirt too. I wore it very intentionally today because sometimes, I don't know, because sometimes you just got to make yourself feel good by being like, I still love our Canadian neighbors and friends. Don't hate me. Okay, so this is chopped roughly. I do like Canada. I love it. I can't wait to go back. Every time I leave, I'm like, why can't I just stay here? Every time I leave a little bit of my dignity with me. That's about a half cup. I'm gonna make that exactly a half cup, and we're gonna go with a half cup because I think that's about right. We went from 1 tablespoon to a half a cup in this recipe, just between takes. FYI, that's a big jump. But that's okay. It's just we're realizing, I'm just recognizing the reality of my taste here and allowing that to be accurate. Okay, so once we're finished this, I'm gonna take a little look at the rest of this recipe and make sure it's good. I have a note in here, not a note, but it says to add an additional tablespoon of olive oil. I don't actually think that's necessary. I don't think it will be necessary given what I was just looking at in the pan there, because when I looked at it, when I opened it up, it's still got a lot of liquid in there. So I don't think I'm going to need to add any additional liquid. I was considering it, but it seems like it will not be necessary. I need to get a little bag. I need to start another freezer bag for herb stuff. In honor of Peter Cullen. I did not. No. I mean, if it helps you, Nina, you could make that assumption. And I'm happy to let you roll with that one. But no, I wore it because I was like, oh, Canada shirt. I like Canada. Let's do that today. It wasn't that deep. Okay, 3 minutes left on the clock. Perfect. Cook the lentils into the skillet, add water, and scrape any stuck chicken bits from the bottom. I don't actually know if I'm going to need to add any water either, so we're going to hold off on that. So what I am going to do is, once I am finished with this this version here, I'm going to open the pan. We're going to try to scrape it and see how that works, if it works. And if not, then we'll add a little bit of additional liquid to it. But I think my goal with covering the pan this time is to cook the chicken faster, because it is covered. It's steaming in there. It's definitely, I can see steam coming off out the side of the pan. If you look at like over here, you can really see it's like well, it's not zooming in on the right spot, but you can see steam coming off the pan. Okay, so we're adding oil, lentils, and the garlic powder. How much garlic powder? A teaspoon of garlic powder, it says. So let's get that ready. So into there, we're going to add, into that pan after our time is up, adding the lentils. So these are 2 cans of cooked, ready to eat lentils. You could eat them right out of the container here. I'm not going to, but you could. 9 says, I like Canadians so much I married one. My closest friend, one of my very close friends, moved to Canada and is now an actual citizen there. Got the card, is like completely bona fide, doesn't need to return. And I'm like, man, good for you. Good for you. I'm very happy. I'm very happy for him. He, when we were in Toronto most recent in March, I think he was walking around. That was who I was walking around with in Toronto. That's usually when I'm up in Canada, it is to visit him. In a previous life, it has been for work purposes, but now it's just social. I don't have any like business dealings in Canada. I say business dealings like I had business dealings before. I just had to go up there to visit customers with my old company, which I don't work with them anymore either. So cool. About 15 seconds left on the clock for this. We're going to temp the chicken when this is finished. And if it is good, then we will take it out, put it on a plate, and put the lentils in here and move along. Okay, time's up. Let's come on over to the stove. Here's our chicken, such as it is. I have to like watch out because there's a bunch of like little splatter here. 180 degrees, 180 degrees, 190 degrees. Yes, this chicken is quite thoroughly finished, I should say. So we're going to take this out of the pan. And I want to note that we are not going to add water to this pan because this has hot oil in it. And I think the lentils have enough liquid in there to account for deglazing the pan. Not that we're deglazing the pan necessarily. If I was doing that, I would be doing that with like a vinegar or something, but we're not using vinegar. We're not using vinegar here. Okay, but we are going to scrape the bottom. Get some of this stuff off. Again, we're leaving all of this in. All of this is part of the flavor of the dish. So yeah, I don't want to add water here because that will just end up being an absolute nightmare and mess. We have plenty of liquid in this pan to cook the lentils. And then the lentils will have some residual on them. So while the chicken cooks, have the tomatoes, chop the herbs. Got it. Into the skillet, add scrape any stuck on bits. Add an additional tablespoon of olive oil. We don't need to do that either. The lentils and the garlic powder. Stir it to coat. Cook for 2 minutes until warm through. Remove from the heat. Okay, so we're going to add the lentils. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. I'm going to add the garlic powder, so a teaspoon of that. We're going to stir. And this is still on medium, so we're going to cook this for 2 minutes. Now these are unsalted lentils, so I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of salt to this. What do I want you to do while these lentils are cooking? I want you to stir occasionally and scrape the bottom of the pan. That's what I want. that smells so good. I know that this is like super simple. Like, let's add my salt. What do they say? A quarter teaspoon? We're going to add, yeah, I'm going to add a quarter teaspoon of salt here. And a quarter teaspoon of pepper. I have a timer set. So 2 minutes is underway. Okay. Yeah, there was plenty of liquid in here. I didn't need to add any more olive oil or water to this pan. So I'm going to strike both of those notes, which actually makes this even easier than it was before. Okay, so into the skillet, add the lentils, garlic powder, quarter teaspoon salt and pepper. Stir to coat, scrape bits. Cook for 2 minutes, remove from the heat. Okay, so this should be, we're coming up on 2 minutes here. Is this about what I want out of these lentils? It is. We have a dry-ish bottom of the pan. They're starting to be good there. Shred the chicken. Okay, remove from the heat. Okay, so we're going to remove from the heat. We've turned off the heat. I'm going to leave these sit on the burner for just a second while we come back over here. And it says, shred the chicken into blank size pieces. I don't know what that note was really intending, but like, I think I will say what I will end up saying here. I'd like to say shred or chop the chicken because this is very hot and shredding it might be difficult if you are in such close proximity to it having been in hot oil like 2 minutes ago. I'm shredding this by mashing it with a fork, and then I'm going to chop it a little bit too. But this is sort of my best methodology here is shredding, and shred or chop, I think, is the direction that I will end up leaving with this one, into small pieces, 1/4 inch pieces, something like that. We'll put a ruler on top of here and measure some of these pieces, and then that'll give me a good baseline of size here. Because if you just say like chop the chicken, some people will not do that, and they'll chop it into like large, like medallion sized pieces or whatever. Like I always think with a recipe, like you have to assume that the people who are reading it literally don't know what you're talking about, have no idea how to do the thing that you are telling them to do, right? Like I might say in here, like using 2 forks, shred the chicken in a bowl. And like when I say take the chicken out of the pan, I'll say like put it in a small metal bowl. And then the direction will be like using 2 forks, shred the chicken, something like that, because I always think about it like this. If you say shred the chicken, I know how to do that. So I'm just going to do that, right? But if you don't know how to shred the chicken, like what would your first instinct be? Would it be to get out 2 forks and do what I'm doing here? Probably, maybe, probably not. If you're not adept in the kitchen or like comfortable in the kitchen or just like have never shredded meat before, for example, this might not be your first instinct. Cheese grater. Yeah. I mean, would that work? I don't know. I've never done it that way. Why? Because that's not how you shred chicken. But It could be. I usually shred it with my hands. Exactly, caretaker. But to the point, this is ripping hot still because not 3 minutes ago it was in hot oil. So I am just like, I feel like, would I want to do this with my hands? Yeah. Could I? Probably, but I would then like complain about it. I'd be like, oh, it's really hot. It's really hot. Ow, ow, ow. Which is fun and makes for like fun content and whatever. But KitchenAid with the paddle on, Savory Sailor, big brain. I love that. That is wise and definitely works. And not a thing that I would tell someone to do for this purpose because that dirties another dish. However, if you're making like 10 chicken thighs, then it's worth it. You're contrasting the amount of effort of manual shredding versus the effort of getting the thing out and then cleaning it. Cleaning it's the big aspect. It definitely, you gotta clean it afterward. But I'm going to shred this chicken, shred chop. Yeah, a little rough shredding, and then we're just going to take and run a knife through here, get these big pieces like in half. And shred the chicken. Add to the skillet along with the tomatoes and herbs. Stir to combined. Super easy. So let's get the skillet over here on the counter because that is ready to go. This is a hot, it's meant to be a like hot salad. So this is still, God, this is not enough lentils. Like, how do I added 2 cans of lentils here. It's like still not enough. I'm not annoyed by that, but it's like, it is a little annoying, I'm not going to lie, because I really would like this. The ratio is off here. Still off. Still off. So I'm adding the tomatoes and I'm adding the chicken. Again, I'm following the recipe because this is what you would do if you were like making this, is to follow it. So I just, let's see. Yeah, again, it's like I took a whole chicken thigh out of here and somehow there's still too much. I added more lentils and less chicken thigh, and somehow this batch has more of all of it. More chicken, less lentils. But I mean, overall, is this bad? Is it a bad thing? No. I just wanted there to be more lentils. That's all. Okay. There you go. Oh, yeah. Throw water in the soap in the KitchenAid when you're done. Let it clean itself. That's a good idea. I do like that idea. I'm a fan of that idea. That's for sure. I never think about that, but it's a good one. Okay, well, this looks good. This is where we're at currently. I mean, I feel like it looks pretty good. I'm happy with the overall. I'm happy with the overall output of it. With the same volume of fried lentils, they would expand more. They would. Yeah, I feel like I would probably do Cyber. I am gonna make this again today. So like I'm making this twice, just for reference. I'm making it once with the canned lentils, and I've decided that I need a third can of lentils here. Like this is just, you need 3 cans. Taste-wise, though, that's excellent. Chicken is good. Lentils are warm. Tomatoes are like ambiently warm, but they're still crunchy. And seasoning, this is really pretty good. I don't think I need more. I'm getting plenty of salt in there. I think salting the chicken first and having that be sort of the big flavor in this is a better is good. Like, I think that it's better to put more salt on the chicken and slightly less on the lentils. But I'm happy with how this turned out. So let me take a photo of this, because I would be happy with this. Like, if this was the final version of the thing, I think this is pretty good. I'm going to try that again with the dried lentils. We're going to cut the chicken cooking time by 2 minutes. And we're going to use like two cups of dry lentils. Now, the dry lentils are also green lentils. So I use red and black in this. The black lentils are better, are much tastier, crispier option. But this is pretty good. And this is going to be dinner again tonight. So This is pretty much what I had in mind, though. And I don't think that adding more lentils to this would make it take any longer to cook. Feta would be excellent in here. This is a good idea. Feta would be excellent. A citrus would be excellent in here. Like a splash of lemon would be really good. I would love to have 3 different herbs in here. The point of this recipe, the entire purpose of this recipe, and by the way, we're at 32 minutes. So not only did it cook, and not only did I cook this in under 30 minutes, I ate it. So that was pretty good. But the purpose of this is 5 ingredient, 30 minutes, 1 pan. All the buzzwords. So all the buzzwords were the goal for this dish. 5 ingredients: lentils, chicken, tomatoes, parsley, garlic powder. Salt, pepper, and olive oil do not count as ingredients. Like, don't at me. They don't. Like, they do. Obviously, they're ingredients, but like, you don't have to buy them. I mean, you do. But again, you're not buying salt for this recipe. If you're buying salt for this recipe, congratulations. You should try it on some other things. I bet it'll be good on those things too. Anyway, that was a joke. You probably have salt in your house. But yeah, salt, pepper, and olive oil just don't count. Free ingredients, right? Water, also free. So 4. So would I love to say add some feta and then 3 herbs in here? Yeah, absolutely. It would definitely be better. Will I put that in the notes? Yes, I definitely will. As well as like other spices. You want it to be a little bit hot? Put some cayenne in here. See what happens. Put some chili powder. Whatever you want. That was a rule in 5 Ingredient Fix on Food Network. Those are free ingredients. Yeah, and like as they should be. As they definitely should be. So I don't know what the end result of the volume is here, and I didn't I didn't measure it before I ate it, which I usually do, but we'll measure it now, and then we'll measure it now, and then we will add like a bowl of this. I'll portion out another bowl of this, and then we'll just add the total together. And this is like a rough total because your chicken, when the ingredients list calls for 3 chicken thighs, some of them are going to be bigger, some of them are going to be smaller, just like regular people thighs. But this should make, looks like it's going to end up being somewhere around 4 cups of yield. Yield. It's a funny way to refer to the food that you have. What's the yield? Yeah, this makes, let's say 4.5 cups. 4.5 cups. Yield. .4 ounces, 750 grams. So let's do this. We're going to add a little bit to this bowl. So we're going to tear this bowl. We're going to add from this bowl about what I put in there before, which I already ate, obviously. 80, call it 80 grams. 80 grams, 3 ounces. So this is, let's say 29 ounces. 830 grams. Okay, cool. So that's good. That's a good overall, like, effort there. I'm going to try this again with the dried lentils now. I'm going to wash my pan out first because I obviously need to use that again. So we're going to try it with the dried lentils. I'm going to shorten the chicken cooking time because my chicken was quite cooked when it hit the end time at 6 minutes per side. So I think we can drop that by 2 minutes or so. And then we're going to try it with the dried lentils. Let me see how we do. Oh my God, that was... I'm so sorry to hear that. Super frustrating. And like, what can you do? And what can you do about it other than be frustrated? You can't go without water. Well, I guess you could, but generally that's not an option. Okay, I'm cleaning this pan. And again, we're just going to do that whole thing a second time. And I'm going to use green lentils here. And I'm going to supplement the green lentils with a little bit of red. Because I think that I only have a cup and a half or so of green lentils. And I want to do more than that as my volume. So I think we're just gonna mix them both together and see what happens. So it says that the lentils on the package, it says the lentils need about 15 to 20 minutes to cook. If the chicken needs 10 minutes to cook, we are at 30 minutes, pretty much. So I'm hoping, because yesterday I sort of looked at the lentils and was fussing, not yesterday, Tuesday. Today's Thursday. Tuesday, I was like looking at them. I was fussing with them. I let them come up to a boil before I put the lid on. So today we're going to like go in on the actual, how to do this thing, and the actual, like, the way I think that it should be done. And we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Murphy's Law, Bellas. No, it's, what are the law? Not Murphy's Law. The law of threes, I think, is what they say. But that's for celebrity deaths, not personal things. One day at a time is the only option. Okay. Reset. I'm going to do that all over again. All right. Because also, a couple things. I parsley my teeth. I really love this salad. This is like one of my favorite things. And so I don't mind having like a lot of this on hand. Like that's not a problem. I'm gonna eat this. We're gonna have it for dinner. I'm gonna have it tomorrow. So not really a problem to have a lot of it. So I don't mind making it again. Same thing with the Brussels salad. These are both the other thing that we're making today, Brussels sprout salad. These are both things that I make that are like quick things that I eat all of the leftovers basically like every time I have them. So like I ate all the leftovers from Tuesday yesterday as I was working. So today I don't mind doubling this recipe if it helps. Okay, so we know how to do the canned lentils. I know that I need an additional volume of canned lentils. With this, let's read it again. Stainless steel or cast iron skillet, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, preheat to shimmering, season chicken thighs, set the chicken thighs, cook for 5 minutes, flip, cook for 5 minutes more. Okay, so we're going to do 5 minutes on the timer. So that took roughly 26 minutes. The first version of this with the canned lentils took a very short amount of time. With this one, I'm going to attempt to move faster and shorten it even more. So, okay, we're going to start the timer, season the chicken, start the timer, turn the pan on, put the oil in, season chicken, go, go, go. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so literally starting the timer. Pan on, wrong burner, pan on medium, olive oil into the pan, 2 tablespoons. This is my chicken from earlier. I got it out of the freezer. It was totally frozen. Now it's thawed. Let me get a plate to put this on. I got 1, 2, 3 pieces of chicken here. I need to pat these dry with a paper towel because they are soaking wet still, which is normal, having just been soaking in water. We're going to put these back on that same plate. Yes, that's for the bathroom. We're going to add a teaspoon each of salt. Teaspoon of salt. teaspoon of pepper. I think I need a half a teaspoon of pepper here, actually. I have like residual pepper in my mouth right now, and I don't love it. It was like a little spicy. So I'm going to, and I don't mean spicy like hot. I mean, it was just like kind of pepper chickeny. So I'm going to reduce the pepper on the chicken here just for the sake of like my own palate and see if I like that any better. Okay, that was about a half a teaspoon. Okay, we're at a minute 50 seconds, so we're gonna come on over to the stove and put our chicken on. This is we're at 2 minutes. So this has been preheating for about 2 minutes on medium. We're going to sizzle, and sizzle. And we're going to cover this up. We're going to set our timer for 5 minutes. Go. All right. So while that cooks, I'm going to wash my hands, and then we're going to, I'm going to wash my hands, and then we will commence with the prep of the other things. So the other thing here is that if you use dry lentils, you don't need to be as quick to get the other ingredients ready because the lentils also have to cook. Yeah, they also have to cook. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is saying, listen, this is a you can do this in 30 minutes. No problem, use canned lentils, super easy. If you want a more chewy, sort of toothsome lentil and you want it to be a more like grain salad, then you're going to want to use canned or fresh lentils because they're better for that. So 4 minutes on the clock. This is on medium. It is on medium. It is a true medium. I don't have it bumped up at all. It's at 3.5 out of 7. C Films, welcome in. How are you doing? I'm doing well, generally speaking. We're getting through some recipe testing today. It's all kind of coming together. So before I cut the tomatoes and the herbs, though, I need to measure my lentils. So the other day, I was there weren't enough lentils in here. So we're going to measure 2 cups of lentils, 2 cups of dry lentils, which is a pretty generous amount of lentils, I think. We did a cup last time, so we are literally doubling the amount of lentils in here that we did last time. They shouldn't take much longer to cook than they did last time, though, because it's all just in the same pan. Like, we're not sort of it should be fine. I think it should be fine. Now, is this the right measuring cup for lentils? Like, no, it's not. But we use the thing that we have. All right, so it's about 1.25 cups of green lentils and then 3/4 cup of red lentils. The red lentils take slightly less time to cook than the green lentils, just in my historical awareness of cooking lentils from dry. Okay, so we got about 2 minutes left on the chicken until we flip that. I don't need to drain and rinse any beans because we're using canned. And do I need anything else in the sink? No, I do not. Okay, this is my, pop this in the freezer. This is the water from the beans from the first batch. This is going to freeze, and we'll use that in our stock, our vegetable stock that I make. Okay. So we are into the waiting game. We're waiting. Waiting for chicken to cook, and then we're going to be waiting for lentils to cook kind of immediately after that. Now, I'll need to add I want to add 3 cups of water to the pan. I have, where's my 4-cup measure? Oh, it has salad in it. Damn it. That's fine. We'll use We'll use this. This is fine. There's a cat on the counter. You can see his little feet. He's hovering. He's not actively trying to get into anything because he knows he'll get kicked off right away. But the longer I turn away, the bolder he gets. Okay, we have 3 cups of water ready to go in with the lentils. You know what? I think the lentils need to be rinsed a little bit. It said in the a bunch of recipes, ways of cooking, things that I had looked at previously said to rinse dry lentils and canned if you're using them. So once we flip the chicken, I'm going to do that because I would rather try to do that and then just see sort of if that makes any kind of difference. I don't know. I'm not soaking them. Okay, so 5 minutes is up. Come on over to the stove. We're going to flip this chicken. So this is good. We got some steam coming off of here. That is perfect. Okay. This is slightly... How are we doing here? We're looking pretty good. Put that back on. 5 more minutes on medium. Come on back over here. The cat is now closer. He is... Want to see a cat? Ash is here. He was right there on the counter. He said, I caught you, babe. I caught you, babe. Yeah. You did. I caught you. He just wanted to be super close. He just wants to be nearby. He's such a good boy. He is such a good boy. Ash's favorite thing.
Excuse me,
when I
Daddy?
get
Sorry.
when I get home.
Daddy? Sorry.
Oh, guys,
Daddy?
hello.
Sorry. Daddy?
Yes.
Sorry. Daddy? Sorry. Daddy? Daddy?
You know who's
sorry.
not sorry?
I'm sorry. Daddy, bye.
This one. Never sorry. Never sorry. Ash's favorite thing of his favorite recent activity is when I get home from the gym in the morning, he like comes upstairs and greets me and then jumps into my gym bag, and he's a stinky kitty. He loves the stink. He said, I love the stink of a gym bag. I want it to wash over me. He's a weirdo. You're a weirdo. It's okay. It's not weird. You like what you like. Lots of meow bitches today. Yeah, there really are. There really are. There's been several of them. So we're going to rinse these lentils here at the sink for just a moment. I'm going to put them in the pan, or in the, not the pan. I'm going to put them in the colander. And just give these a rinse. The steam is really coming off of this pan. That's a good thing. I really just want that chicken to cook as quickly as possible. I think the covering it made a huge difference because yesterday, or Tuesday, I keep saying yesterday, the last stream when I was working on this, it made it, it took longer to cook when it was uncovered and the steam was escaping. Now that the heat is staying in, I think it's cooking a lot quicker. It means it's less like brown, so to speak. It has less of less of a brown crust on it, but like that's fine. I don't really care. Totally fine. Okay, so we are going to season these lentils though. We're going to add a quarter cup of salt. No, that's too much salt unless you're pickling things. And even then it might be too much salt. I don't really know, honestly. So we're going to add a quarter teaspoon of salt and pepper to the lentils. To the chicken, I did decide that I wanted less of a less salt. 1 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon pepper. Okay. When this is over in about a minute, or so, will be 10 minutes for the chicken. So, excuse me. I need to, lentils are ready. Water's ready. I also, with the dried lentils, I want to add the garlic powder. That's the other thing. So the garlic powder is going to go in there too. That's a teaspoon of garlic powder. So we have garlic powder, salt, pepper. Those are ready to go. Lentils are here. Water is here. So I'm trying to keep this quick. That's the goal. Under 30 minutes is the goal. We're at 12.5 minutes right now. So let's open this and temp the chicken. Come on over to the stove. The best deviled eggs come from evil chickens. That's true. Those are facts. These are facts. Okay, chicken temp. 170. 190. Yeah, chicken's finished. All right. So let's put the chicken on a plate. I'm actually going to put the chicken in a bowl. So we're going to put the chicken in a bowl. And yesterday, Tuesday, oh, damn it, Tuesday, the last stream. I just need to say the last stream. The last stream when I was making this, I put the lentils in and then waited until it boiled to cover them, or to turn them down. What we're going to do this time is this. We're going to put the lentils in. Great. We're going to give those a shake and a stir. You know, it's funny, the green lentils all fell apart, but the red ones stuck together. Interesting. Fascinating. We're adding a 1/4 teaspoon of salt here. I feel like that's not enough salt. We're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon. Just looking at it, that's nowhere near as much salt as I would eyeball. So, and then we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper because I already put pepper on the chicken. And then we'll do a teaspoon of garlic powder. There's a whole teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to give that a stir. We're not adding any additional oil to this pan. We're just adding the lentils. We're adding the lentils. We're scraping the bottom. We're adding 3 cups of water into here. I'm going to stir to incorporate. They are very different types of lentils. This is true. If I had all green lentils, I would just do that. Adding, and then I'm going to put the lid back on. Right? This is still at a medium, and we're at 15 minutes exactly. I'm going to set a timer for 15 minutes, and we will see where we are at the end of 15 minutes. That should start steaming. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it up. I'm going to turn it up to high because I want the heat to rocket all the way to boiling. And then as soon as it starts steaming, you turn it back down and cook for X number of minutes. So, dried, set the pan to high, add the rinsed lentils, garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and 3 cups of water. How much dried lentils did I add? I added 2 cups of dried lentils. Cover the pan and bring to a boil. Reduce to a strong simmer and cook covered for blank minutes. Uncover and cook blank more minutes until cooked through and no liquid remains in the pan. Okay, so I was saying I'm going to do this. I literally anticipated that this is what I would be doing, and like this is this is what I wrote on the paper. So we're good. We are good. Ash, look at this cat. Can we talk about this cat? This cat is on the counter. He's getting as close as he can to the food, the actual stuff that's here, without being in it, directly in it. He is wanting to be nearby. He's very proximal today. Ash, you're so close. Hi, baby. This cat just wants. He wants. Where is his chair? His chair's on the other side of the counter. Should we get Ash's chair? We'll see if he'll sit in it. He might sit in it today. All right, baby. Let's see if you sit in your chair today. Come here. Where are you allowed to sit? Come over here. Come. Ash. Ashy boo, come over here. Elsie just came into the room. She's like, me? She's not going to sit on the chair. She's not. She's too much. Oh, we have another cat. Another cat. She heard the call. Look at her. Other cat has arrived. Look at this. What the? Ash. Ash, you had one job. It was to get in the chair. Now, nobody, the normal chair cat is here, and the cat who I would never expect to sit in the chair is in the chair. What are we gonna do? All right, this is on high. It's happening. Bring to a boil. Bring to a boil. How long will this take to bring to a boil? Let's see. Not quite. Do I want, it's now several recipes about cooking lentils said to simmer them with the lid cracked. I'm wondering if I should try that or if I should just go with my instinct, which is to not do that and to keep the lid fully on. I don't know. Elsie, what are you doing? That was supposed to be Ash's chair, and you're in it, and he doesn't know what to do now. This cat doesn't know what to do. Look at him. He's trying to get in the chair with her. Elsie, scoot over. Can I scooch you? Just scooch. There, right there. You're good. Ash, you can sit. Come. Nope. Okay. She's gone. And now he's going. Oh, no. Is he staying? I think he's staying. Look at it. That's what he wanted. He wanted me to help. He wanted me to help. I'm projecting. I don't know what he wants. Who ever knows what he wants? Or any cat, really. Yeah, he'll stay there. I don't know. Sure, the cat's who your favorite is. I just wanted her to scoot over. He was trying to get on the chair and she was not. She was in the middle. It's okay. She's the boss and he knows it. And that's why he wasn't trying to push her out of the chair because she'd beat the shit out of him. Frankly. Okay, so this is definitely boiling. Yep, we're boiling. We're going to turn that down to a medium. Again, that took 5 minutes to boil. Reduce to a strong simmer. Reduce to medium. A strong simmer, parenthetical, and cook. Covered for X minutes. So I'm going to check these in 10 minutes. And we'll see where we're at. Let's package this initial round of lentil salad. So I love this dish. I have always made it with dried lentils, and I think it tastes fine. Taste wise, it's fine with the canned lentils. Texture wise, it's not what I want. It's not quite that toothsome, like crispy, not crispy, but like firm lentil. Canned lentils are always mushy, too mushy for me. So I'm trying. My goal today, with what we're doing right now at the stove, is to cook the hell out of these lentils as quickly as possible. Frankly, for lack of a better term, that's the agenda. And I think we might get there. We're at 22 total minutes since I started. We're at 8 minutes left on my timer for the lentils. That was for everyone, whoever wanted me to have a hydrate redeem. I just drank basically all of that. Okay, I just drank that whole bottle. Oh my God. If I thought I was full before. Whew, that could have been a mistake. Anyway, very well hydrated now. Let me wash my hands and then we're going to cut up some tomatoes because we have about 7 minutes until I need those tomatoes. Hopefully. Hopefully. That chicken was cooked, fully cooked, at 10 minutes. I'm wondering if we could do it in 8. Basically, every moment less that the chicken needs to cook in the pan is a moment that I could have the lentils be cooking. So that's kind of the thought. That's the calculation. All right. I'm gonna measure this as well. Where did my... There it is. Okay. So the lentils were in this cup. This should be about two cups of grape tomatoes, 1 10-ounce, 2 cups, 283 grams. Yep, perfect. Okay. I'm going to cut these tomatoes. Then we will cut the herbs. Then we will cut the chicken. And then we'll check the lentils. We have 5 minutes left on the lentils. So I'm just using the same bowl for the tomatoes. I'm cutting these in half. We're going to season these with a little salt and pepper as well once I'm finished. And then next, I think with the lentils, what I'm going to need to do is take the lid off at the end. And if they still need to cook, letting them cook with the lid off for a few minutes, because if there's any liquid left over in that pan, I really need it to come out. And that's why when you're cooking, I think when you're cooking lentils, generally speaking, you tilt the lid of the pan. But I think what I'm trying to do today is cook them quicker. So we'll see. It is Falgeist, you're right. Our cats are all triplets, so their sort of established power structure and dynamic was like very early on. We've determined that Elsie was the firstborn cat. We've always said that Ash was the youngest, but I don't know. Obi's got some interesting tendencies, but I think, to my mind, Elsie was the firstborn cat and feels entitled to all of the benefits of being the firstborn child, no matter if it was minutes or years. Yeah, it definitely is the power structure between the cats is very funny. Like, Elsie's in charge, but Obi's the biggest physically. And like when Obi wants something, like Obi's the physically dominant cat, but Elsie is the leader. She is clearly the cat in charge of all the other ones. And if you watch them for any amount of time, like, that's visibly evident. The deference that they show her is funny. She's also the most likely to like lash out at you. Not that she does not, none of the cats bite and none of them scratch. They're all extremely friendly. Like, if we have other, if Calvin's friends are over the house or we have people over, like, totally fine. Like, kids will come over and be like, "Can I pet the cat?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can pick the cat up." Like, go for it. No problem. So no problems. But when they are playing, Obi's the most dominant physically, and Elsie has the last word. Obi is just bigger physically, and it's super clear. And Ash is there. He's like, "I'm here too, guys." Ash was voted present. It's funny. I don't have the experience of having sibling dynamics, but I've witnessed it before. So I'm familiar as an observer, but not as a participant in neither being the older sibling nor experiencing having an older sibling. It's fascinating. Okay, so tomatoes are cut, parsley is cut. We're good. We're literally waiting on the lentils to cook. Have about 1.5 minutes on my timer for the lentils. The pan here is steaming away on the stove. So I'm hoping that keeping the lid on is sort of a pressure, almost like a pressure cooker scenario here. Not that that's how a pressure cooker works, but I'm hoping that it might have a similar effect. Have the tomatoes, stir in 1/4 teaspoon salt and 1/4 teaspoon pepper. Okay, 1/4 teaspoon salt in the tomatoes, 1/4 teaspoon pepper. Yeah, caretaker. That is a very apt analogy. Ash's controller for life is unplugged, but he's still playing. If that tells you anything, he's just a sweetheart. He really is. He's the most lovable. Ash is the one who like wants to sit with you the most. He wants you to pick him up the most. Elsie doesn't want those things as much as Ash does. He's very like, he's the sweetheart of the cats. He's also the one who's just like, sometimes you're like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Okay. 2, 1, 0. All right, timer off. We're at 30 minutes. Let's check this pan. We'll see where we're at. So that was 30 minutes. These lentils are on medium. 30 total minutes. All right, we're still a little soupy in the bottom. But how cooked are we? How cooked are we? Because that was if these are cooked, like cooked through, what that means is that I need to add less water to this pan. If they're not cooked through, then I need to maybe adjust the heat. Oh man, those are 5 minutes away. Okay, so I think what we need to do now, let these roll. I'll let these roll for another 5 minutes. Another 5. Just 5 more minutes. I'm putting the lid back on entirely. Like the lid is on. I didn't crack it because I'm also trying to. I don't want to make adjustments right now to my process. Like I think what I would probably say is to put these on a medium high, add 2.5 cups of water. That's my thought here. So that was 15, 20 minutes. All right. Oh, water. Yeah, command water. Count it. What else do I need to do? No, I have no additional salt to add to this. Oh, where's my chicken? It's behind me. Okay. Chicken should be ready to shred. Chicken, yeah, I can shred the chicken by hand because it's been out of the pan for long enough. So let's do this by hand because that's easier. Certainly easier. But after the time is up for those lentils, if there's still too much water in the pan, that's a different issue than if they're still not quite cooked. The issue a moment ago was they still weren't quite. They were still a little firm, just like they were 4 to 5 minutes away from being finished. So I think that's not necessarily a barrier. I'm at 33 minutes total right now. So I want this to come in under 30 minutes. I think what I will say is like, hey, listen, canned lentils, no problem. 20 minutes start to finish. 20 minutes you're eating dinner and it's good. If you have 12 extra minutes, 15 extra minutes, use the dried lentils. They're cheaper. Ultimately, they are less expensive too. And it's not that close. We did the math on stream on Tuesday. See, I did it. I knew. I got the right date, the right time. All right, so this is all being shredded. I have a third chicken thigh underneath it here. Yeah, it's a lot easier by hand, I'll tell you that. We are 2 minutes away from checking that pan again. If those lentils are cooked, what I'm going to do is pour out the rest of the liquid in the pan and see how much there is. And then we'll just reduce that amount from the volume that I call for at the beginning. That's really the overall goal. And they're like, those lentils would have been fine the way they were just like 4 minutes ago. I wanted them like to be just a little more cooked. That's it. Just personal taste. I've had them where they were less cooked and more toothsome than the ones I just tried. But again, personal preference is what I'm aiming for here. Oh, we have an Obi. Oh, you can't see Obi because he's behind the pan. You can't see him because he's on the floor. But Obi is here too. Our third cat has arrived. Okay. Chicken is shredded. And lentils are 30 seconds away. So let's come on over to the stove. We're gonna come on over and check these again. All right, what's my liquid amount here? Okay, basically none. Perfect. Okay, so this was the right amount. It's funny because the red lentils are brown now, and the green lentils are still green. And how are we with cooking? So this looks pretty good. Perfect. Oh, those are so good. God, I love lentils. Okay, those are good. We're gonna come on over to the counter and finalize this. That's the camera I want. Don't touch it, Ash. Okay, so these are good. That was, again, I think if I didn't check those, I could probably say, let's see, that was 15, that was 20 total minutes cooking for the lentils. If I don't take the lid off in the middle of that, I add a little bit less water, I think those hit 18 minutes. All right, so we're gonna add the tomatoes, add the chicken. We already added the garlic powder. We already added salt and pepper. We are just incorporating right now. And this ratio is a lot better between chicken, lentil, and tomato. So yeah, 3 cans of drained, rinsed lentils or 2 cups of dried. This is a much better ratio. I still think this is I think the lentils were fine at 15. I think they're a little overcooked right now. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Not even gonna lie. This is much closer visually to the dish that I had in mind. This is pretty much like exactly there. So I think what I need to do is 2.5 cups of water, 15 minutes. Because that would be ideal. Because at the end of that, there might be some dried, like sticky stuff on the bottom. Totally fine. So this is, we're at 39 minutes. This dish is done. Done. Ready to eat. Here it is. Chicken, tomatoes, lentils, garlic powder, salt, pepper, olive oil. Easy. I hope it tastes good. I do hope it tastes good. Let me take a picture of this before I like dig in, because what'll happen is I'm going to dig into this and then I'm going to keep eating it. Now I don't want to do that. I mean, I do want to do that. Like I definitely want to do that. But I don't want to do that. I want to take a picture of it. Because this is the best looking version of this that I've made so far. Let me move this over to the counter here. Dr. Hex Mikey, welcome in. Happy Thursday, Friday Junior. Big old Friday Junior today. Hope you're having a good one. Okay, so that is delicious. Here's what we're going to do now as well. I'm going to weigh this pan with all the stuff in it. And then later, when it's clean and empty, I'm going to weigh the pan itself, and then we'll do the math to figure out how much the actual dish weighs. But right now, I want to weigh the pan. That is 6 pounds, 108 ounces with pan, 108.1 ounces grams is 3,065 grams. That's a lot. Do I have? I do. Okay, instead of doing that weird math, this is clean. This just had water in it. So we're going to put it in here. And then in about 20 minutes, I'm going to be like, where's that glass? Where's that that glass bowl that I like to use for the Brussels sprout salad that we're making right now? And it's going to be right here filled with this. And I'm going to be like, damn it. So we're going to package this soon here. But we're going to zero everything out. So we're going to weigh this. Weight and volume of the final yield. And then we'll figure out what a serving looks like. So I would say this probably serves 6 at least, depending on your hunger level. There we go. Okay, so let's give this a little like shake to even everything out. So 1,600, scratch that out. 1,613 grams. 56.9 ounces. And that is 7 cups. 7 cups. That's a lot. That's a lot. I think you could probably reduce that. You could do this with I'm guessing like two chicken thighs, a cup and a half of lentils, 2 chicken thighs, 1 cup of lentils, and a thing of tomatoes would probably be fine in here too. There's more. The ratio in this is mostly lentils now, which is what I wanted. For your taste, the general you, it might not be as preferable. I'm putting some water in my pan. We're gonna let that soak. And then because this has 7 cups, we need 4 plus 1 pint container, 1 quart container, and then I'm going to eat a cup of it. So, do you all want to see the third cat? The third cat has arrived. He doesn't know that I'm talking about him, but he's right here. There he is. Here's an Obi. We have a very rare Obi sighting today. Look at this one. This is a big orange boy. This is a big orange boy cat. This is the biggest cat. He's significantly larger than he used to be. This is Obi. He is just a big love.
Nice.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, so this is Obi. Obi is not in possession of the brain cell today. So some other orange cat in the world has the one brain cell that all orange cats share. So he's just vacant today. He's just vacant. Just doing orange cat stuff. Right? What are you doing? He doesn't even know what he's doing. He's just existing. He's kind of a sweetie. Yeah. Are you just existing? You're making satisfied goof goof noises at me? Obi likes when you scratch under his chin like this. He's a big fan. There he is. He's getting a chin scratch. Obi, you want to look? You want to do a close up for your chin scratch? Here he is. He's getting. Oh, look at that satisfied cat. Look at that satisfied orange cat. He's just a big lover. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Obi. He's letting me just scratch him. Mm-hmm. There he is. Good boy. Okay. And get down. The tail's starting to twitch. He's finished, I think. Yeah. He finished. I can't tell. Very happy cat. Yeah. Okay. I think he's getting down. Is he getting down? Yep, he's starting to struggle. Okay. Go ahead. You're finished. You're finished. I keep the lint roller literally on the counter. I use it all the time. All the time. Okay, a serving of this is a cup and let me just say a cup. A serving of this is approximately a cup because your chicken thighs might be bigger or smaller. I don't really know. So I'm just going to go ahead and say like a serving is a cup and it serves 6 and maybe there's a little extra. But regardless, this is what this looks like. So this is chicken, tomato, lentil, parsley, garlic powder, salt, pepper. That's it. That's what's in here. Super easy. Olive oil, obviously. See how this tastes different from the last time. Much better. It's so different when you use fresh lentils that are dried versus canned. The texture of cooked dried lentils it's so much better. Like it's not that different, but it's just different enough. Like, think about it in this way. You'll ever go out to eat, you get a pickle on the side of your plate, right? The difference in texture between dried lentils that you cook and canned lentils that you just like heat up a little bit is the difference between the pickle that you get with your sandwich that's like kind of soft but still tastes fine, and like the one that's super crisp. It doesn't flop over and tastes amazing. Like same pickling, same basic flavor, but texture is the differentiator. Much better. Okay. I'm happy with this. I have some adjustments to make, but I think overall I have a process that you can use for this for both regular lentils, canned lentils, and dried lentils that I could tell someone how to do with my words, which is called a recipe. So that was the goal. Which is great. I'm happy with that. Any farther notes? Yield. Yeah, so here's the other difference. That volume of cooked lentil or of dried lentils ended up being a lot more in volume. So the first round that I did was 4.5 cups. That was with canned lentils. This round was 7. So maybe I could drop that to like 1.5 cups. But I think overall, pretty happy with this. I might test this one more time because I have like some differences in volumes and things. But I'm happy with it in general. Okay. Got it. Let's package this. I need to wash this bowl, and then we are on to the next recipe, which is our Brussels sprout salad, which is super easy. Super, super easy. I'm not going to test this twice so I don't need to. I think I might. We'll see. But I am going to wash this bowl because I need it for the salad. Because I want it for the salad. I don't actually need it. Ty, welcome in. Clausen pickles. I don't think I've ever heard that term. Is that a brand or a style? I love a good like crispy sandwich side pickle. They're kind of my favorite brand. Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar, but I love a good crispy pickle. And it's funny because that analogy that I'm making, right, or about with pickles is born out of my own experience of not really loving pickles and deciding that I wanted to not be like a pickle hater anymore. And that was what I decided to do, was every time I encountered a pickle, just try it. Like, oh, pickle came on your sandwich, like try a bite with the pickle. Pickle came on the side of the sandwich, try a bite of it. Like, and eventually over time, I learned that like, oh, this is the type of pickle I like. Like, what happens is eventually on a long enough timeline where you try something all regularly, even if you like it or don't like it, you just learn sort of what's better and what's worse about the same foods, right? I think pickles are a great example because they can be really good, or as any pickle fan can tell you, they can be really bad. And when you try all of them, you have a bunch of bad ones, and then eventually you have one that you're like, oh, wow, that one was different. That one hit different. Like, oh, that was really crispy and like bright as opposed to just like sad and sour. That's how it is. Well, that was good though. Texture wise, beautiful. Weak tasting McDonald's pickles. Yeah, I mean, those are. I'm not into like the fast food sandwich pickles. That's a genre of pickle I know that I can do without. Now, that said, in this pickle trying journey, that was all part of it. Because I really did. I was like, why do I not like pickles? Like what like so many people love these. I don't want to have to pick off something from my sandwich. It was kind of the same thing I did when I started drinking black coffee as opposed to having cream and sugar in it. I was like, in that scenario, I was like, well, what if I want coffee and there's no cream and sugar available? I don't want to be like, oh, this is so gross. I'm like, no. Now when I have cream and sugar in my coffee, I'm like, oh my God, this tastes like chocolate milk. But like bad coffee and good coffee, I can tell the difference between when they're just black coffee. But like, yeah, pickles, I was like, I don't want to have to be the person that like pulls pickles off of my sandwich and is like, ew. Like, no shade, like no judgment around that. I just didn't want that for me. I wanted to just enjoy things as they were made for me. And that was the calculation, was like, well, just try it. Every time you encounter a pickle, just try one. And that, over the course of like a year or two, you know, some of them are bad, and eventually you're like, that one was okay. And like, what was different about that? And you learn where the line is for you. Listen, now I'm definitely at the point where I'm like, oh, like limp ass shitty pickle that comes with your deli sandwich, I'm still gonna eat it. I'm still gonna eat it now, but I wouldn't back then. Sofa says I like to try different brands of pickles, but I'm always unimpressed. Right. Yeah, and I feel like Sofa, if that's the next step, like you've already hit the next step of the like, okay, I know what I like. Now I'm gonna make this myself. Because I know exactly what I like. I'm not there yet with pickles. I feel like I could be, but I haven't crossed the bridge to pickle making. I just know a good one when I have it. And I can articulate what I like about them too. There's a bunch of brands in Philadelphia that make pickles locally that are very good, and they carry in like our grocery stores. So I feel like I'm very fortunate that like I can get a very good selection of pickles as far as my palate goes without having to make them myself. The angry video game nerd had a sidekick called Shit Pickle, who was a talking pickle that just called everything shitty. I mean, no, I don't remember that, Savory Sailor, but I think that that's pretty funny. I'm not opposed to that. Okay, before we make the Brussels salad, we're gonna make deviled eggs today, and we're gonna pause because I need to look up how long to put eggs in the Instant Pot for. Because I don't ever remember that. Do you all have anything like that when you're cooking that you have to look up every single time? I make egg loaf for egg salad. I literally look it up every single time. Instant pot, hard boiled eggs. Instant Pot, the instant perfect hard-boiled eggs, the instantpot.com website. This seems legit. Cook time 10 minutes. Cuisine American. Yeah, no shit. From the fridge to cooker, you can make 1 to 12 eggs with the same recipe. We call it the 5-5-5 method. Pour the water into the inner pot, place the eggs in the inner pot, select pressure cook to high pressure, 5 minutes. Let's sit for 5 minutes. Then let's soak in an ice water bath for 5 minutes. Okay, I feel like I did these for longer. I mean, 16 days ago, Happy Camper from Cincinnati, Ohio said, pleased by how easy they were to peel. Should have tried this a long time ago. Yes, I would recommend this to a friend, they said. Shelly from North Carolina says, I followed the instructions exactly, and the yolk were a beautiful color and cooked perfectly. This is a game changer. Damn, Shelly from North Carolina is very complimentary. Extremely disappointed from Texas says, this would be great if I wanted to make a big batch of soft-boiled eggs for breakfast. I needed hard-boiled for egg salad, so 8 eggs ruined. Bottom line, no, I wouldn't recommend to a friend. Okay. If living in high altitude, add time. Worked perfectly. All right, so verdict, I'm not going to do these for 5 minutes. In my memory, this was a 7-minute thing. Someone on Reddit says 444, and then someone else says you're an idiot. Surprising. Foolproof 5-5-5 method. How to make instant pot, easy peel, hard-boiled eggs. Simply recipes. Perfect. This is like exactly what Simply recipes is they test their stuff. Okay, but just jump to the recipe. Can we jump to the recipe? Ingredients. Large eggs, cold from the fridge. Add all the eggs. Yup. Bring the pressure. Set the pressure to high pressure and set the timer for 4 minutes. Okay. Pressure cooker will take 5 to 10 minutes. Let the pressure release naturally for 5 minutes. Okay, so I am going to cook these for 7 minutes. I'm going to cool them. I'm going to cook them. I'm going to pressure cook for 7 minutes. We'll let them cool for 5. We'll let them NPR for 5. That's it's natural pressure release for those of you all in the bids. And then we'll soak them in an ice bath. Velos says, and to a statement to which I vehemently agree with. If you want a hard-boiled egg when in doubt, cook it longer. Because if it comes out a little green, it's not going to hurt you. It's just discolorization. Exactly. And I'm making deviled eggs out of these, so it really doesn't matter. And yeah, the the substitutions in recipes are unhinged. There's one in particular that I wrote that on a review, someone left a review of it that said they substituted some things in it, and it was like, it didn't work. And I read the review and I was like, yeah, obviously it didn't work. Like, I could have told you it wasn't going to work if you were like, hey, would substituting this thing that's not in the ingredients list? 9. Yeah, I think 9 to my point. I think my point in that exercise in futility was that I really just want to validate what I was planning on doing already. Because I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is about 7 minutes. So let's do it for about 7 minutes. And is that going to be enough or too much or whatever? I don't know. But I'm like, what does the internet say is kind of always my barometer. And like, if the internet sort of validates the thing that I thought would work, then, or if it's like close, right? If it's close enough, like in my head, I'm like, I'm pretty sure this was 7 minutes. And I know that if I had thought about this prior to stream today, I could have gone back and looked at the literal last time I made deviled eggs on stream, because I remember they came out really well. And I was like, hey, I should remember how I did this. And then I didn't. I instead did not at all write it down or think about it or track it in any meaningful way. Why is this Instant Pot so far into this cabinet? It's like impossible to get out. What the hell is happening over here? Hold on. Okay. There it is. I could have looked it up. I didn't. To my unbenefit, I suppose. But we're fine. We did it. We're gonna do it the way that I think is fine, and then let's see how it works. Still look up the dressing recipe. Yeah, because it's like a thing. There's a thing with like ratios and time. Sometimes it doesn't stick in my head, right? Like, I know, okay, right now, if you put command recipes, there's a recipe for egg loaf, egg salad, right? I tested that recipe multiple times. I literally wrote it on stream. I have made it on stream more times than that. If you said to me right now, Lou, I will give you $10 million if you can tell me exactly how long you, in your own recipe that you wrote, say to cook the eggs in the Instant Pot for, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I would have to look it up. And I would be so embarrassed to have to look it up. Actually, not that embarrassed, because I'm admitting it right now. But I would have to look it up, because I don't know. Because I don't know. Because I'm like, whatever, because I literally don't know. And it's fine to not know. That's why you write things down. All right, we're going to add a little bit of water to the bottom of this. And then I have a dozen eggs I'm going to put in here. I'm trying not... See, we've reached the point where I need to get into the fridge, where Ash is now in... No! Hold on. Ah, shit's falling. See, this is what happens when the chair is here. Ash, if you let me go through all of this and then you jump down when I'm done, I'm going to be in the exact same place I was beforehand, only more convenienced. Okay, we did it. We got it. Okay, let's add these in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll just do a dozen eggs. 12. That seems reasonable. And I want these, because these are for deviled eggs, I want to lay these on their side so that when they hard boil, the yolk is sort of in the middle as opposed to like on an end. Okay, so we'll do eggs in. Let's make sure my seal is good. If y'all have been hanging out here for a while, you know that for a little while, my Instant Pot was like not working very well, and I realized that it was the seal that they get worn out. Like I don't know why I didn't consider that was true. Ash was like, "What the hell is that sound? Come on. Okay, but like we gotta go on. There we go. Okay, we did it. Let's move this right here. That way you can still see the cat. Sorry for anybody who's on the vertical stream, because the cat is like right here on the other side of the Instant Pot. Okay, so so we need to turn it on. So we have to turn it on. It says egg. That's cool. Okay, we're gonna do manual. Take off the keep warm. We're gonna adjust this to 7 minutes. And go. He is very content sitting there, but his interest has peaked. Now. He's like, what's happening? I'm gonna move that forward on the counter so it's not like within my so it's not within my immediate like realm of where my hand lives, which is right here. Okay. That's going to cook. I don't have a better word for that. Let me clean this bowl for a moment while that's going, so I can get my Brussels salad going. Okay. You know what? Let's take a words on stream break. We haven't done a words on stream break in a while, have we? We haven't. I'm gonna take we're gonna do a quick little words on stream break. Because it has been a while. And if it still works, that'd be kind of amazing. Okay. I'm gonna run a 3-minute ad on and then we will run a game of words on stream. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna throw all of these dishes that are over at the sink in the dishwasher because they are taking up a lot of room and a lot of space. Not just physically, but emotionally. And I would like to have less dishes over on the counter. So, okay, for those of y'all who are unfamiliar with the process of playing Words on Stream, Words on Stream is a guessing game where we have letters at the top of the screen, and you find words in those letters, you put them in chat, and then we win or we don't. And during the Words on Stream game, I'm going to run a 3-minute ad. It's a great time to get your first time chat out of the way if you're a new chatter. I also want to remind anybody who's lurking, maybe new to the stream, that follows are silent. They're totally anonymous. There's no alerts. There's no sounds. No one's going to say hi to you if you hit the follow button. But you will follow the stream. And also, likewise, if you are new and hanging out and you want to get your first time chat out of the way without drawing attention to yourself, Words on Stream is a great time to do it. Just put like a little hi in chat and we'll move on. If you are an existing like community member and I recognize your name and you say hi in chat, I'll probably say hi to you. But like if you're new, I won't. Anyway, yeah, also find time to subscribe if you want to not have an ad. Also, wonderful time to go hop over and watch on YouTube. There's a link to that in the chat. 9, I appreciate that. We're gonna take like I said, we're gonna take a little quick break here while I triage the dishes in the sink. I'm gonna move the camera over here so we can do that. And I'll put the camera on the sink while all of that is happening. And yeah, so hold on. Why is it not working? There it goes. Okay, sometimes the camera is like, no, we're not going to do that thing that you want us to do. There it goes. Hey, we did it. Beautiful. Okay. So wonderful. All right. I keep saying so and all right. All right. Here comes a game of Words on Stream. Maybe. There it is. Here comes a 3-minute ad, and we'll be right back. Great time to subscribe. Great time to get your first time chat out of the way. Here we go.
Hi, welcome to another edition of Commercials I Hate.
Okay, now it is very important that I actually wash this bowl because that was the whole motivation for doing this was like, oh, I have to wash something. Let's wash as much as possible. But if I don't actually wash the bowl, I'm going to be like, what the fuck? Not really. I'll just continue to wash afterward. All right, but we're clearing the sink out. That's the goal. The goal is not to do the dishes per se. The goal is to have the dishes that need to be hand washed in the dish pan, and then have the dishes that are dishwasher safe in the dishwasher. That's it. And to wash this one glass bowl. That is the primary goal. Now, these aren't all from stream. Some of these are from this morning. Most of these are from stream, though. Okay, well, I also want to wash my 2 glass measuring cups because those are useful for this as well. Okay. Great. It's over. All right. Hey, if you're on through the ad break and you're still with us, thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate you. There is a reward that just popped up, a channel point reward, in fact, to get towards entries for Cookie Club. It happens after every ad for sticking around. So go ahead and click on that if you're interested. It'll be there for another 60 seconds or so. All right. We're cruising in here. Almost, I'm into the washing phase. I'll probably have one more game worth of dishes to do here. I know we're not clearing the board right now, but I am trying to clear the sink. So one of those 2 things has to happen in order for us to exit the break here. So we're going to do one more game. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. I'm just finishing up here. We'll be done after this game unless we clear the board, in which case we will do another one. The rule is if we have cleared the board, then we get to play again because we're doing well. And if we don't clear the board and people are like really frustrated and want to get redemption, we can always go ahead and play again anyway. But generally speaking, all right, we're just about good here. Finished with the dishwasher loading. Recycling is rinsed, and everything is ready to do the dishes. Now we're not going to do the dishes right now, but we are going to. The dishes are ready. They're prepped. Everything in here is the dishwasher. It's dishwasher material. I'll wash this too, actually. Okay, Instant Pot is steaming. Just about to hit our pressure. Hopefully nothing explodes. I say that as a joke, but I mean it with deep sincerity. Genuine, deep sincerity. I have a couple words that start with D still left. All right. Oh, so close with that one. So close. That was pretty good, y'all. I contributed. I feel great. All right, come on back over here. If you said hi during the Eat It, during the Eat It Dad's words on stream break, not what I wanted to say. If you said hi during our break and you want me to say hi back, say hi again. Otherwise, we're gonna keep chatting from here. I'm gonna keep moving. Don't put your face over that. What are you doing? What the fuck is wrong with you? Not you, me. Anyway, this is at, it just hit pressure. So our timer should be starting here in just a moment. Maybe. Carly, welcome. Happy Thursday. Friday Junior, if you please. Friday Junior, if it pleases you. We are in between things. I'm making deviled eggs today. The title of the stream says maybe deviled eggs, but we're committed now by virtue of the Instant Pot being on the counter. We are committed to deviled eggs, and now we have 7 minutes on our timer. We have a cat, a sleepy cat over here, who is literally just chilling. We have a recipe that we finished. We made twice already today. The lentil tomato salad. And we're going to move along to our Brussels sprouts salad today. And I'm going to refill my water container. I'm thirsty because I drank the whole thing a moment ago, and now I'm like still thirsty. I don't know. Caretaker says it's payday, and that means something special. It means Christmas shopping will be done in 48 hours. Shut up. Are you serious? Not about the payday thing, about the Christmas shopping. You're showing everybody up here. Keep it up. Good job. Good job. That's pretty great, honestly. How do y'all Christmas shop? Caretaker obviously is prepared well in advance. I feel like the back to school seasonal sale types of stuff is probably a really good time to do some Christmas shopping. I'm just not that far ahead. Savory Stella says I'm broke, so I don't. Valid. Hugely valid. I keep lists. So my Christmas shopping is very very truncated. I keep a list all year of things that I think people would like. I have a note on my phone that's just called gifts, that when someone mentions something, when someone's like, oh, I really would love to have one of those, but like, oh, I would never buy that for myself. You ever hear someone say, I would never buy that for myself? That's a great gift. Unless it's like prohibitively expensive. But I keep like a list like that all year. And then at the holiday time, I'll go in and I'll pick like one or, I'll pick some things off that list, and that's Christmas. Or birthdays, or like other occasions. So for example, here's an example of how that works. Calvin, for his birthday this year, for a while, was like dead set on getting an electric scooter. He really wanted an electric scooter. He wanted to be able to like ride it all around. When I explained to him that we live in the city, lots of people have electric scooters, but you, an 11-year-old, are not going to be allowed to ride your scooter to school. You're not going to be able to like ride across the city to school through traffic and back. You're not allowed to ride on the sidewalks with an electric scooter either, because it's a fast moving vehicle. So when I told him those two things, he was like, okay, I don't really want one. And so I was like, okay, well, what do you want? Do you have any other suggestions? And he was like, no, I don't really like, he was like, basically what he was like, he was like, you guys always get me things that I like anyway, so like just get me something you think I would like. So I went back to my list and I was like, what would this kid want, And for almost a year he's been talking about a massage gun, like literally one of the ones with the things that you like use to like massage your, like, whatever, it's not a vibrator. And so I was like, I'm going to buy him a massage gun for his 11th birthday, because why not? Right. when I tell you that he has used the hell out of that thing since his birthday, I mean it. He comes home and he'll be like he'll use it after karate. He used it after rock climbing camp this year. Like he always complains about having like he's like, oh, my legs are really sore because he's like growing. It's like literal growing pains, and he uses the hell out of it. And I'm like, great. It was just something I've heard him say a bunch and I wrote down. And when I needed a gift for him, I was just like, boom, massage gun. And I told Gwen, I was like, I'm gonna get him a massage gun for his birthday. And she was like, what? What do you mean? Like, why would you get him that? And like I told her, and she was like, okay, like I trust you. If you think he'll like it, like go for it. And he's like over the moon about it. I think it's really funny. Caretaker says we found directions for Lego Pokeballs and we have all the pieces bought and sorted Saturday night. Oh man, so you are like going in on like just buying some bulk Legos and like literally making a present. That's super cool and very thoughtful. Savory Sailor says I'd never buy a yacht for myself. It's fine. I'd never buy a yacht for you either. I'm just kidding. If I was independently significantly rich, I wouldn't be streaming. I probably would actually, but I don't know. If there was a scenario where I buy everyone in chat a yacht, that would be amazing because that means that I got enough for me too. I don't even have enough to buy a used canoe right now, or a place to put a used canoe. There is no command yacht. A 50cc moped. That's kind of amazing. I take him all around on that little electric scooter that I have, and he loves it. Yeah, Timmy, I've seen places banning him too. We live in the city where there's no way. There is zero chance that they're gonna get banned. Here. Listen, they banned. There's certain things that are banned here. Okay, this just went off. I'm setting a timer for 5 minutes. Natural pressure release. People ride mopeds and like dirt bikes in the city here. Like e-bikes and scooters, not at all a problem. They're kind of a problem, but like it's fine. People just ride them in the bike lane. I don't know. I don't really care. You do you. Listen, if you're not driving a car, we're on the same team. Full stop. Like, I'm not going to be like, don't ride. What are you doing with an e-bike? Well, you're not in a car. So I'm going to pick my battle. And my battle is not caring if you're riding something that's not gasoline powered. People weren't kind to bikes or mopeds. Yeah, people are not great with bikes here, but I mean it's a city, so like a lot of people are not in a car. Yeah, look at him. Gwen just came downstairs. Look at him. He's been here for over an hour. I put the chair over here and Elsie immediately, like he was sitting here and I called. I was like, scratching the chair, and she came upstairs and sat on it, and he was like circling, like he was kind of moping because she was right in the middle, and I tried to slide her to the side and she was like jumped off, and he just got on immediately. It was like he wanted me to push her off because he wasn't going to do it because she'd beat him up because he's not in charge. But here he is. He's going to go down to the basement now though. No, he knows what's up. He's gonna follow you. Caretaker says, as long as you're not a dick about riding an e-bike or a scooter, I have zero problem. Yeah, same. And I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people treat those things as the same. Like, my issue is the people that ride them as if they are not supposed to be following the same traffic laws. Right. Like if you blow through traffic lights and stop signs without actually stopping, or at least without slowing down significantly, that's when like we have an issue to me. I personally this is totally, whatever. I don't stop at stop signs on my bike. I'm on a bike. Like, I'm out in the environment. I slow down a lot to the point where I am very conscious of what's around me. And if I needed to come to a complete stop, I would be able to do so within a foot, 2 feet, 3 feet. That's a meter. See that? I don't stop, like full stop, feet on the ground. I don't. I do that at a light, at a red light. My issue with folks who are not in a car, and people in a car too, for that matter, I have issue with people who like ignore the rules of the road and cause other people to like be safety concerns for other people. That's that's really, if you're generally following what you're supposed to be doing, like, we're good. Savory, I don't love it, but when I'm never more vocal than when I'm on my bike and a car tries to, I don't know, and a car is unsafe around me for whatever that means. I remember one time. There's been 2 times where I've really had a response that maybe I'm not necessarily proud of. But those rental bikes, they have them in big cities. They're like, you rent a bike, they're like big clunky bikes. I was riding one of those one time and a car was behind me. And in Philadelphia, where I live, you are allowed to take the lane as a bike, any lane, anywhere in the city. You're not allowed to ride your bike on the highway. But if you are a bike and there's no designated bike lane, you are allowed to be in the middle of the lane where the cars go. And I do that because if you ride on the side, people pass you and they're close and it's unsafe. So it's literally safer to ride in the middle of the lane, period. Because cars can't pass you. But what that means is that they can't pass you. And the folks that think that they have a right to go faster, they're the ones that are dangerous, not me on my little bicycle. Anyway, I was on a rental bike one time in the middle of the lane and someone was behind me and kept honking and honking and honking. And I was like, fuck you, I'm not letting you over. Cause like, I'm literally like, okay, if you're behind me honking at me, I am not letting you over. If you're not honking at me and you're keeping a respectful distance, when I get to a stoplight or a stop sign, I'm going to pull over to the side. I'm going to let the cars behind me pass and then I'm going to go in behind them, right? That's what a responsible biker does. Anyway, they weren't doing that. They were honking at me. I was on a rental bike that I didn't give a damn about. So I got off the bike and laid it down in the middle of the lane, a 1-lane road that you could not get around it, and just walked away. And it's like, great. You want to honk? You got people behind you watching you be an asshole. Run over the bike. Go ahead. I'm walking from here. And they just laid on the horn. They laid on the horn because I was like, they started screaming at me out the window. And I literally just walked away, walked up the next block. I walked on a one-way block where like the cars were coming the other direction, so they couldn't like turn and follow me. I walked around. I waited like 10 minutes I came back around. I collected my bike from the side of the road where they had to get out of the car and move it. And I kept riding. And I was like, this is, oh my God, that was so deliciously satisfying. It was just like, you want to be a jerk? Run over the bike then. Go ahead. I don't need this. I'm just going to leave. And it was great. So happy. Do not regret that decision at all. Do I think that maybe that was dangerous and that they could have gotten out of the car and chased me? Yeah, I do think that. But also, visually, I had the feeling from just looking at them that I probably could have run faster. So I was like, we're going to take a chance here and see what happens. Anyway, that was like at least a decade ago. That was before Calvin. Actually, all of my like interesting biking altercations are from before when Calvin was born, because I don't get in altercations like that anymore. I don't have the need to do that. And hello. Welcome. Timmy says one guy blew a stop sign and almost hit me. Yeah, completely. Like, that happens. I bike in the city. I bike, walk, bus in the city more than I drive. And I don't know. It's like people see bikes as something in the way, whereas I see bikes as like a part of the infrastructure and the ecosystem of like city transit. And I think if you honk at bikes and you're the type of person who like is sort of outwardly aggressive to folks who are riding, like if you're on a one lane or if you're on a one-way street and there's one lane and you have a biker who's in front of you and they're on the side, like they're off to the side a little bit, you still shouldn't try to pass them. That's the other thing. Okay, the 5 minutes thing went off. Steam is completely released. Opening this up. You shouldn't try to pass them. It's just not safe. So I don't know. I'm very I'm a very like ardent defender of the right of someone to ride their bike safely in the city. Okay, so we're going to put these in an ice bath now. 3, 4, any of these crack? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So five or so minutes in an ice bath, I think is what it said. And then they should be good to peel. Doing this now because I want to cool these down so that I can make deviled eggs out of them. I don't know if there's anything bad necessarily about having the eggs in the ice bath for longer than 5 minutes. I feel like that's probably fine. What's the worst that happens? They cool down more? Like, I don't think there's an issue. I don't have an issue with that. So I'm going to slide these over, and then I think we're going to try to make this Brussels sprout salad while these are cooling off. My son should be home from school soon. Unless he texted me that he's doing something else. He has not. So he should be on the way home. It looks like he is. Great. Okay. That's good. So he will be home in a little bit. Probably going to be a little distracted when he comes in. That's how it is. And then things will settle down again when he transitions to whatever it is he wants to do after school, which is probably be on his computer, I say be on his computer, be on his iPad for a little bit. Just a guess. Okay, so let's read this recipe. This should be pretty easy. I tweaked this from the last time we were doing this. So I have weights for everything. Going to use the bagged Brussels sprouts that I did not use last time. So last time I made this, I made it with sliced Brussels sprouts. Like I got them and sliced them myself. I did 9 ounces of Brussels sprouts. I have a 9-ounce bag. So I'm just using the bag this time because that's going to make it obviously a lot easier. You don't have to hand slice any Brussels sprouts. Great. So this says 1 9-ounce bag of shredded Brussels sprouts, 1 large apple, 1/4 cup of lemon juice, 1/8 of a cup of olive oil, kosher salt, ground black pepper, and 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Super easy. So I made some changes to this based on the last time we tested this recipe, or based on the first time we made this, which was Tuesday. So changes that I made from Tuesday to today are moving from using fresh Brussels sprouts to the bag of shredded Brussels sprouts. I'm also calling for 1/4 cup of lemon juice as opposed to doing a lemon that has been juiced and zested. I don't think there's going to be a meaningful difference between those two. I am going to write directions for what to do with the lemon juice and zest, but I'm going to call for lemon juice because it is something that most people have. More people have. It's more likely that you have a lemon bottle of that, like lemon juice in the fridge, than you have a fresh lemon. Just my guess. And then grated Parmesan cheese. I'm no changes there. That was what we used last time. That's what we're using this time. So we're gonna start by measuring the volume of the Brussels sprouts and weighing them. I didn't do this last time, and I need to do this now, is to get a weighted volume for the whole Brussels sprouts prior to them being cut. So I know that I used 12 of them in my first round here. So we're going to get 12 Brussels sprouts out of this bag. I'm also going to get a cold apple out of the refrigerator if I can get in here and get past the cat security system that we have going on. I will do that. If not, we have apples on the counter and they'll be fine. So I'm calling for 1 large apple. What I'm going to do, I need to take some notes this time around. I'm not worried about checking the timing here, as I was with the chicken recipe from earlier. I am going to just make this because I know that if you just make this kind of as written, it takes about 5 minutes. Like, it's not hard. But that said, I want to get a weight for 12 regular Brussels sprouts as opposed to the bag, because the bag is 9 ounces of material. 12 Brussels sprouts, after you trim them and all that, is very different. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. 12 Brussels sprouts is 10.5 ounces. That's 5 minutes of chilling time for the eggs. 12 large sprouts is 10.5 ounces, and that's 298 grams. So that's what you would want if you were, like, weight-wise, if you were just picking out Brussels sprouts. That's like the right volume. And you can't really give a cup measure for this, I don't think. I mean, like, what am I supposed to say? Like 4 cups of Brussels sprouts? Like 2 or 3 of these would fit in a cup measure. It's not reasonable to measure the volume of whole Brussels sprouts like this. So we're not going to do that. But I am going to get out my bag of shredded Brussels sprouts. Is this, and we're going to pop this in and make sure that is the 9-ounce bag that we think it is. Fellas, you did not. We're literally getting started with that right now. So this is a 9-ounce bag of shredded Brussels sprouts, or shaved. It says shaved. I think shaved is fine. I'm going to change the language on here to reflect that. Because again, someone would probably be like, well, I can't, all I can find are shaved Brussels sprouts. I can't find the shredded ones anywhere. Yeah, they're the same. Just get those. Same thing. All right, so we should have 9 ounces of material here. 9.4. Perfect. That's great. Now, why don't I like these? Because they come and they look, because pieces of them look like this. What the fuck is this? Like, I know what this is. This is just like a slice of Brussels sprout. And it's annoying. But like, that's what this is. It's like that. Like, this is not what I want. What I want is like, oh my God. What I want is not that. What I want is like this. So I don't love the bag of shaved sprouts, and I am definitely going to say that in the write-up here, because like, this is annoying. Is this even like, oh, I just dropped that back in there. Don't do that. Okay, it's fine. Well, I'm just basically gonna be like, listen, only use the shaved Brussels sprout bag if you have to. So well, Twitch is doing you dirty today. Heard. Well, that's fine. I mean, this is still 9 ounces worth of Brussels sprouts. So, I mean, the weight is there, the volume is there. It's fine. This is like what I was expecting. In a large bowl, stir together the Brussels sprouts, cut apples, lemon zest, and all additional ingredients you've selected. So I need 1 large apple, 2 cups of apple, basically. 2 cups of matchsticked apple. So we're gonna cut enough apple here to fill that cup. Where did I put my little? There it is. Got it. I'm gonna set these to the side. Put that there. Tear my scale. So let's just, like, first off, we're gonna weigh these 2 apples. So whole apple number 1, 6.55 ounces, 186 grams. Whole apple number 2, 138 grams, 4.85 ounces. So I need about 8 ounces worth of material. So calling for 1 large apple, I would say these are 2 medium apples. I don't have a large apple, but I feel like many stores, when you like, if you just go to like a regular grocery store, like a big box grocery store, like the largest apple you can find there is probably the same amount of material as these 2. So honing my knife a little bit, and we'll slice away here. So calls for sliced into matchsticks, which is thin, small pieces. 2, 3, Okay, so this is one apple. Don't need to sneeze. Slice this as thin as possible. Really, what I'm asking for is the Brussels and the apples to be roughly the same size pieces, because if they're imbalanced and one of them is like a lot much thicker or larger, it just doesn't sit on your fork correctly. It's like literally just harder to eat. So I'm trying to avoid that. So thin matchstick apples are ideal, and however thin you can get them is fine. They don't need to be perfect. But like this is about as thin as the ones that I'm cutting. Knife fell on the floor. Hands up. Don't try to catch it. Just step away. If it stabs you in the feet, you didn't step far enough. It's kind of a little life lesson. All right. Is this the last stream of the calendar month? It might be. It might be the last stream of the month. Hadn't considered that. This might be the last day to get your cookie club entries in today. Twitch is twitching. Twitch is being difficult, huh? It's frustrating. I thought it was my internet earlier, but I'm assuming maybe it was not. What is your experience? What is the technical experience that you're having? Okay, so this is for 5 ounces right here. So basically 1 large apple, 2 medium, 3 small is sort of the breakdown of this. I think ultimately is what I would say, because you want 9 ounces of cut up apple. Oh man. Great. Well, that's fun. You don't need to follow anybody. What do you mean? Who's following anyone these days anyway? It's all just AI bots. Oh my God. I had the other day. So I always love I get phone calls all the time. All the time, you know, spam calls and whatever. And I realized I didn't realize, this is sort of a tangential comment, but I saw somewhere the other day that someone was basically like, you know, if you've had your phone number, the longer you've had your phone number for, the more spam calls you get, because the more times your phone number has been like bought and sold and hacked and, you know, leaked and whatever. So like speaking, which I was like, oh, great. I've not changed my phone number in 25 years. That's perfect. Anyway, where was I going with this story? Right. I always pick up the phone when someone calls me. And I usually don't say anything. I usually just like stay silent, and then they're like, you know, whoever's on the other end is like, you know, they take 10 seconds and they finally get on the line and like, hello, Lou, is this Lou? Blah, blah, blah. You know, we're looking for we're looking for blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I generally just like don't respond. I just kind of let them talk. And occasionally I do. Occasionally I'll be like, hello, what do you want? Or whatever. I forget what it was I said the other day. But I basically like, I picked up and I was like, are you an ear of corn? They were like, hello, is this Lou? And I was like, yes, is this an ear of corn? And they were like, what? What? What do you mean? I am not an ear of corn. And I was like, you sound like an AI. And they were like, I am not an AI. And I was like, that's what an AI would say. Like, it's so funny because it's just like never anyone I ever want to talk to. And I know this because scam calls come from the like a lot of them come from the same area code of your phone number, and my phone number is a unique area code, and I so anytime I see an area code that's like from my actual like the same as my phone, I'm like, definitely a scam. Definitely a scam. 9.15 ounces for those apples. That's perfect. That's exactly what I was expecting. So we have our apples, we have our Brussels, we have our salad ready to mix. So we're just going to do our lemon juice and olive oil right in this same little container. A quarter cup of lemon juice, an eighth a cup of olive oil. So a quarter cup of lemon juice is going to be 59 milliliters. That's 58 grams, 4 ounces. We could also just use a quarter cup measure. There we go, quarter cup, 50. Perfect. All right. An eighth of a cup of olive oil. So an eighth of a cup is 2 tablespoons. So we're just going to do that in this. Again, my little metered shot glass coming in handy. Beautiful. Half a teaspoon of salt. This is a quarter teaspoon. Can you confirm your credit card number? I sure can. What is it? Tell me, you tell me and I'll tell you if you're right. Oh my God. The worst part is that a lot of those folks literally are like destitute poor and from other countries that are quite literally trying to make money in any possible way they can. I mean, it's the same as, you know, it really is. It's like the same as someone just working like a minimum wage job just to have money. And I get it. I get it. I don't like, I feel bad. And also like, I don't want them to call me. Half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to whisk that together. We got the sleepiest cat. He is deep into some sleep over here. He is really, really just chilling. This cat is so asleep right now. He's like big breathing. We're not even going to say his name. Okay, and I need to get the Parmesan cheese out. I need to do that delicately without disturbing the sleepiest boy. There it is. And I need to get the lid for this out. Can I do that? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, just a little nudge. There we go. All right. Yeah, the folks giving up their life savings is obviously not ideal and not at all what you want. I just hope like I'm like just never don't click if anyone texts you anything and their number isn't in your phone, don't respond. Don't even if someone's like it's your friend so and so, then you know what you do? You go to the other channel. You if someone texts you and is like, "Hey, it's your cousin." Like go to Facebook and message your cousin. Go to Instagram and message your cousin. Like go to a different channel and verify that it's them. Like, "Hey, did you just text me asking me for money with a link? That's weird. Why did you do that?" And then they're going to be like, "No, I didn't." And then you're going to know it was a scam. Like literally just never click on anything. My someone I know sent me a Facebook URL the other day and I was like, "No, I'm not clicking on that. I'm not clicking on it." And then they were like, "Did you click that link I sent you?" And I was like, "No. No, I didn't." Mainly because it's Facebook and I don't care. Because if I am ever on Facebook, whenever I am on Facebook, I know that I have made a mistake. It is so fucking toxic. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's like the worst people you've never ever wanted to encounter in your life again. And they're all still there. It's gross. If you're on Facebook, just stop. Just stop. It's literally bad for your mental health. Pour dressing over the salad, stir until well coated. Stir in the Parmesan and serve. Okay, 1/4 cup of Parmesan. Where's my 1/4 cup measure? It's gone. That's fine. We don't really need it. We'll just use half of this one. Testing your auto mod. You know what's funny? I don't see the posts that that people try to post when they're in auto mod. I actually don't I don't have my auto mod set up, so good luck. It seems to have worked because I don't see anything. Okay, we need to get a half of this half cup, and I can't scoop it, and it's not going to dump. There we go. Okay, so we got lemon, we got Parmesan, we got salt and pepper, olive oil, Brussels sprouts and apples, and scene. That's it. That's it. That's the salad. Super easy. Super easy. Okay. So let's try it. Then we'll make some deviled eggs. Wait, this goes in the fridge. This stuff all goes in the fridge. And there's a cat in front of the door. Of course there is. Great. Okay, so we're gonna just give this a shot. Yeah. Delicious. No notes. Exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted. I don't know what else to say. Final volume of this is 6 cups. That's what it was yesterday. So that's good. Let's take a volume of this with the bowl, and then later I will revisit the actual measurement here to see if that is the right amount. Or not see if that is the right amount. To see if that is we'll see what the difference is. We'll measure this out. We'll actually measure this later. Okay, so 2,081 grams, 73.4 ounces. With bowl. Okay, now a glass bowl is somewhere in the neighborhood of like 300 grams, something like that. So this is good. It worked. This worked really well. I used lemon juice instead of fresh squeezed. Tasted the same, honestly. I didn't miss the lemon zest. Velos, yeah, I guess I'm assuming that Twitch is having some significant issues with messaging right now. As well as like just general issues. So I think it's not you is the verdict here. Calvin's home. Hey.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Yeah.
Did you see the text?
Did I see the text?
Yeah.
No.
You Glenn.
Oh, hey. I didn't realize you were standing there. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Mom said it was fine.
yeah.
And his dad said.
We're staying longer though, remember?
Yeah.
Okay. So what does that mean? What does that mean then?
I don't know.
Okay, because I am not able to like walk you home until 8 p.m.
Mm,
Right?
yeah.
So yeah, what does that mean for you then? Does that change things?
I don't know. Not for me, but
Okay. Okay. I'm reminding you that we're not leaving at 7 today.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, I'll be there. Hope school was good. Do you folks want you want a little snack of some kind?
Maybe in a moment.
Okay. I have Brussels sprouts here if you want. It's a Brussels sprout salad. What else do I have? I have some other snacks here, I think. Cool. DJ Harley, he's off again elsewhere. Obviously. He's let's see, 6, 7, 8. Okay. No, that was 6 cups. So I need 4 and 2. All right, cool. This is we're just gonna package this up and then we're gonna make some hard-boiled eggs. Or not hard-boiled eggs, deviled eggs. Hard-boiled eggs are made. We're deviling them. We are deviling them.
Or like if you have.
All right.
This one is very. Yeah, I don't have a lot of things.
Yeah. So Calvin's here. One of his friends from school came over as well. So a bit unexpectedly because I was not. Apparently he was texting about it. I didn't see the text, but he was texting with Gwen, so that's totally fine. I was just like, I looked up and I was like, oh, there's another human here who I was not expecting to see in the kitchen right here. It's always a little bit jarring. But yes. Okay, so we're finished with the Brussels salad. We have a picture. We have our salad. It's all measured out. Funny because the salad, the Brussels sprout salad, and the lentil chicken salad made basically the same volume of yield. I keep saying yield because it's funny. When I write these recipes, they ask for what the yield is, in the context of like it being the overall volume of the recipe. I just find it very amusing. I don't know why. it's just an interesting term for a food product. Although for farmers are like, what do you mean? Okay, but both of these recipes worked really well. I think the lentil one, I'm still up in the air. Honestly, I think I might end up testing that one again because it didn't quite come in at 30 minutes. It was a little more than 30 minutes. But I think I could get it down just a touch more. Anyway, this Brussels salad is very good. The shaved Brussels, they're fine. That was super convenient. Like, obviously, dumping a bag of Brussels sprouts in a bowl way easier than cutting them by hand. So I do think I'm coming around to the convenience outweighing the form. Anyway, the Parmesan in here is really good too. Adding it last, I think, is important. Oh, I'm going to note that. Like, adding it after everything's been dressed, like right before you serve it, is probably the best path. So, all right, we wash my hands. I'm going to peel these eggs. I'm going to make some deviled eggs. All right. Well, let's do that. And let me get a fresh towel here. So, our 2/3 of what we were hoping to accomplish today is finished, and the deviled eggs hopefully will be very easy in terms of getting them done. Deviled eggs, we're just going to peel and slice. Peel, slice, make the filling. I don't have a recipe for these. There's no like family recipe for deviled eggs here. I'm just going to kind of make them up as we go. I don't have I think last time I ended up making kind of too much filling, which is not like a bad thing necessarily. But I am going to try to just keep it to a little less today. So let's see how these peeled, or how they cooked. That's what I want to say. I'm also going to peel these. I should have gotten a small bowl to peel these over. I mean, this came out of the shell really easily. That was like super straightforward. Let me get a little bowl to peel these over, so I'm not like worried about my counter, or worried about the shells on the towel here. Not that I'm worried about the shells on the towel, but like I just want to be able to like let go of them and not hold them in my hand. Ultimately, that's the goal. Okay, but these are coming out here really easily. So I think in the future, I'm saying this now, and I will probably be, because I'm saying it out loud, I'll probably remember it. But I think it seems like the 7 minutes on high pressure for a dozen eggs is the right setting for me. I don't know though. It could be different. Could be different each time, and I didn't slice these open yet, so I'm not really sure. I'm gonna peel all of them first, because I think my thought is that if they're not completely cooked, or they're overcooked or whatever, I'm not gonna be able to go back and like keep cooking them here. So I don't really, it's not that I don't care, it's that I don't have a backup plan in case these are not quite perfect. So It is what it is. What it is my professional assessment here. Okay. They're solid though. No, none of these cracked in the Instant Pot, which is nice. I think that I'm used to getting at least one. I haven't made hard-boiled eggs not in the Instant Pot in a long time. I remember doing these in a regular pot on the stove, and they were always super frustrating, which is why I don't really make them on the stove. And I don't really love, I don't really personally eat a lot of deviled eggs, but Calvin is he'll eat a couple of these for breakfast. So I'm trying different things. Ash is now alert. He's up. He's gonna depart in a second here. So if you're interested in seeing the last little bit of Ash for the day, this is I think we're close to the end of his presence on stream. He's now awake again, so he's probably gonna get out of here, which is fine because I'm gonna need to open the refrigerator in a few moments here and reach into the depths. Oh, never mind. He's settled again. Great. Perfect. Well, we'll disturb him again in a moment. I do need to get in the refrigerator here in a few. So, almost there with these. This part of the process is mercifully easy. Mercifully easy so far. This was the thing that I always hate about eggs for egg salad, though, is the peeling, which is why we do the egg loaf. Specifically when we're making egg salad, because cracking these when they're not hard boiled and just cracking them into a dish is still a lot easier than what I'm doing now, which is fine. All right. Last two. And I don't have a specific recipe for the filling, but I think a little bit of mayonnaise, maybe a little bit of sour cream, some mustard, and then some seasonings. It's really all that we need here, right? I don't want it to be too liquidy, so I don't want to add like too much. Obviously, the yolk is an ingredient, but I don't think I needed to say that. Maybe I did. I don't know. All right, eggs are all peeled. Everything worked. That was good. That was like as easy as I possibly could have imagined it. Let's clear this bowl. And then I'm actually going to use this big bowl, the one that I just had the eggs in, for mixing the filling, because that'll be pretty easy. And it's already here, and it's pretty clean. Already only had water in it, and cooked eggs. So I'm gonna give that a little wipe out, and let's start filling that with egg innards. Okay, we're just gonna use this little teeny tiny cutting board that I'm pretty sure I've never used on stream before. But this is like pretty easy one. I don't need a lot of space here. I'm only cutting one egg at a time. So these are not overcooked. If you want to see, this is what the inside of this looks like. It's got a little grit of a gray ring around it. Means it was slightly overcooked, but I think overall that looks pretty good. I'm happy with the outcome of that. Yes, what?
I'm using the bathroom to leak when he gets out.
Okay, why don't you just tell him? I don't. Okay. Okay. These look pretty good, generally. You know what the nice part about making a dozen eggs for deviled eggs is? When you're finished, you have 24 of them. I'm just kidding. I mean, you still only have a dozen eggs, but it feels like you have more. It feels like more food somehow, even though it's like the same volume. All right, but I'm gonna put these on this plate. I don't really have a deviled egg receptacle. You know how folks have it like when they go to parties or whatever, they bring like a fancy deviled egg tray. I don't have one of those. I kind of wish I did. I I think we're moving into the territory of needing one of those because this is definitely a breakfast favorite for Calvin, and I'm not. I don't. They're weird to store. There's the trays that are made for deviled eggs are like one of those things that's like exactly perfect for what it's supposed to be and like is actually helpful. It's not, it's like a one use tool, but it's like the only tool that's good for that use, if that makes sense. Yeah. Ash is chilling. He's been sitting on that chair for like 2 hours now, just hanging out. I think he likes hearing me talk and just like being nearby. He's very present. When y'all came in, he like woke up, but then just like decided to be back asleep again. Well, that one ripped. Damn. Okay. Yeah. I was just saying I need a deviled egg tray. I need like a thing to like put these in. You know what I mean? Like one of the like things that you, I don't even know how to describe it. A tray. Yeah. All right. Only one. Ash, what are you doing? He's banging his head against. Whoop! There he goes. He almost just fell. Good save. He saved himself. Good job. You don't need to be embarrassed. You're a cat. Nobody expects anything of you. Okay, but that's too many eggs for one plate. I need a second small plate. This is fine. 2, 4, 6, 8. So these are eggs for today. We'll eat these eggs today. He's up in the bathroom. Very good. Okay. Let's make this filling. So we're going to take the filling and mix it in this bowl, and then we're going to put I think I'm going to put it in like what I did last time was just put it in a piping bag, like a cake icing type of bag, and mix it up in there. That seemed to be the easiest thing. Okay, Ash is still very much in the way, which is fine. I'm going to take a little bit of mayonnaise out of here. I'm going to use a little bit of sour cream if I can get to it. I can. I'm trying not to disturb you, Boo. I really am. I'm trying not to mess with the kitty. He's being so good. And then other stuff in here, mustard, we have a little bit of Dijon mustard, salt and pepper, dried dill. I think I might have used the rest of my dried dill yesterday. No, I didn't. Here's some dried dill. We used the rest of that. And then just a little touch of hot sauce, I think is the right move. Maybe just a little bit of Cholula. I think that'll be ideal. All right. I do need to get in this drawer now, Boo, because I need to get a fork out. I'm sorry. Get a fork. While we're in here, let's just get a big spoon because I'm probably going to need that too. There we go. Okay. There we go. He's like, what are you doing? Why are you touching me? And also I need a spoon. I need another spoon. Sorry, if you want to be in the kitchen, you gotta deal with it, honey. Sorry. I'm trying. Aw, big yawn. What a good boy. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little mayonnaise in here. Not the whole thing of mayonnaise. We'll just leave that on the counter with the spoon in it in case I want more. And a little bit of sour cream. Again, not the whole thing, just like a touch. a touch of sour cream. About a 3-to-1 ratio mayonnaise to sour cream is what that looks like. Is that a recipe? No, it's just kind of what I'm going for. Throw this dill. That's plenty. Mustard. Give this a shake. And just a couple slugs of hot sauce, I think, is the right move. Salt. Big generous pinch or two specifically. And a little bit of pepper. Mash that up. Just take this fork and kind of start to mash. Now this is, I want this to be smooth. So once we've got this mashed, we're going to start stirring. And I'll probably use that big spoon that I had for the sour cream for that part. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But I do want this to be smooth. Relatively smooth. I don't love the deviled eggs that are chunky. I like my filling, my deviled egg filling, to be on the smoother side. So we're going to attempt, make an attempt here. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Now I know that Twitch is having an issue. It seems to be that there's an issue on their platform today. So I don't actually know if anyone is still here hanging out. I know that it seems like chat is not functional at the moment, but that's fine. As I have long said, I will be happy to fill the silence with the sound of my voice. So if you're like, oh, I can't chat, sorry. Hopefully that'll work again at some point. And if not, it's okay. If not, it's okay. This is a pretty good consistency here. Let me take a little taste and get my flavor. That is really good. And not too salty, not sweet, definitely not sweet. There's no sweetness in here. Let me just make sure I got all the big chunks. And then we're going to take a spatula and just put this into, I think I'm going to put this into just like a Ziploc bag, like a normal Ziploc, a normal plastic bag. Because I think there is not a ton in here, and this will all fit in like a standard size baggie. So I'd rather just do that and then cut the tip off of that than go get a pastry filling bag. So let's see. Standard size Ziploc bag. Mrs. PC on YouTube, glad you're here. Twitch is a mess. As I understand, it is definitely a mess. And if you are watching on Twitch, it would be a great time to go over on YouTube. There's a link to that in chat, because apparently YouTube works. Which is when we're live there too. I'm live there in general because I multi-stream. So I'm always, generally speaking, I'm always live on both. But it is more typical to have folks in the chat on Twitch, at least active, I should say. Okay, so we're going to put our filling into this Ziploc. Just getting it in with a spatula here. And we're going to fill these deviled eggs up. They should be pretty good. Again, I don't have a recipe for any of this. This is all just like, what is my personal taste in this moment? My personal taste and availability of effort, I think, is also an important factor. Like, would I probably opt to put like fresh herbs in here? Sure, mostly, if this was the first and only thing I was doing today. But it's the last of a lot. So, no fresh herbs. That's how it goes. But let's get everything else here put away. My son just came downstairs and said, it smells like farts down here.
I want to steal Ash.
It does smell like farts down here. It's the hard-boiled eggs,
How long
you know.
has he been here?
He's been there for at least 2 hours at this point. He arrived and is just hasn't moved. He's been very happily hanging out. Yeah. He now will get on the chair himself. If he's lurking around and lingering and I just bring the chair over, he'll just like get on it and sit there.
He looks comfortable.
Yeah, that's his
Very photogenic.
He is very photogenic. That's his spot. That's definitely his spot. He loves it. All right. I'm just about to finish these deviled eggs. You want one?
Not right now.
Not right now, Dad. I want candy instead. Look at you. Look at you. Fistfuls of candy.
Two.
Yeah? We got a small fist. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's finish these. Let's finish these up. All right. Well, Ash is in front of the drawer with the good scissors, so we're gonna have to make do with the crappy ones. By crappy ones, I mean the ones that are my chicken cutting shears. Okay, we have. Okay, where's the hole in this one? There it is. We have filling ready to go. Let's come on down here and you can see this in greater detail as we fill some deviled eggs. So again, this is not a fancy filling here. I'm not trying to make this look specifically very good. I'm just trying to get the filling into the eggs. So it's not going to look amazing. I'm not going to, I don't have like a special piping tip on here or anything, but we're filling them up and that's that. Ty, hello. Is Twitch back? Unclear. Unclear. I didn't know that it went away. I just thought everyone left. Just kidding. I mean, I'm sort of kidding. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes there's nobody chats for a long period of time, and I think that the internet has just crashed. But usually, what happens in that when that happens is I just keep talking, which is what I've been doing today. Because if things aren't working, then great, maybe you can hear, and if you can't hear, maybe you can see, and if you can't see and you can't hear, then you've probably left. I would have left. Not being able to chat has never been a problem for me. I don't chat to begin with, so I'm always just like, oh, okay, well, I guess I won't. I guess I will continue to not chat. Perfect. I say that as a joke, but I really don't chat that much. It's not a thing that I do. Okay, but this is almost there. Almost there. Okay. We got 3 left and like just still bad. I heard it, or I saw one. So last time I ended up with a bunch of extra filling, and this time I feel like I got the ratio just right. Because that is the last egg. This one is sad. We don't like this one. That one was we're not gonna talk about that one. I'm gone. All right. Well, that was satisfying. Here's a whole plate of deviled eggs. For your viewing pleasure, there's a bunch of deviled eggs. I made them on stream. Yay. No, good though. And now we set a timer and see how long it takes me to eat all of these. How long do you think it would take to eat a dozen hard-boiled eggs? I think less than 5 minutes. I don't think I'm going to try it. But I definitely just thought about it just this moment. I feel like maybe 5 minutes. The aftermath would not be good. No. Well, depends on your goals, honestly. Grim. Cool. Well, what did we do today? Great question. The indigestion, right? The indigestion would be something to would certainly be notable. I don't think you'd be pleasant to be around. That's for sure. You would just it would end up yeah, you'd be awful to be around. Man, yeah, I'm trying to like load something here and the internet's just like, nah, we don't want you to do that. Why would you want to look at your following page? Who follows anyone, really? I do. I follow people. But I'm looking to see who's in the food and drink category. That's what I'm doing right now. Whoa. Nobody. Not nobody, but there's so many of these awful channels that are like the 24/7 like street food channels. I hate them. I don't hate them conceptually. I hate them insofar as they are clogging up a category with real people in it. Cool. Lucky you're able to stream. I think I got in, but I think they grandfathered me in before the apocalypse of terrible encoding today. I'm guessing. Yeah, I can tell. There's like my my following directory is like nobody. Like not nobody, but it's like it's notably there are notably less people streaming right now. Fascinating. Which is kind of weird. Kind of weird to see, if I'm being honest. But that's okay. We're definitely not rating one of the live food and drink channels. We are going to I know what we're going to raid. We're going to raid into the Twitch Creator Club today because I think I think we are. Maybe. Are we? Is there anyone cooking in the Twitch Creator Club today? Like, it's the food and drink. I always like to raid people who are actually cooking when I raid into food streams. Sorry. Bellis, whatever sauce you put on the Brussels sprout salad. I will explain it in just a moment. Oh my God, this like literally, it's not even loading. We're gonna, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna, okay. We are going to raid, I know what we're gonna raid. Okay. We're gonna raid Ice Cream Posse today because Ice Cream Posse is a friend of the stream, runs an ice cream shop, IRL, Jeff and Maria's Ice Cream. Both Jeff and Chef Nagin are streamers, fellow food and drink streamers, some of the first folks I encountered on the Twitch platform, to be honest. So we're going to raid over there, but first we're going to talk about what we did today on stream, and we are going to talk about the sauce that I put on the Brussels sprout salad as part of that Velos. So profit. Okay, what did we do? What did we do on stream today? We tested 2 recipes. We tested the V2 of 2 different recipes that I'm working on. The first of those is this lentil chicken tomato salad, which looks like this. It is good hot, it's good cold, it's good at room temperature. It has lentils, grape tomatoes, parsley, chicken thighs, and garlic powder. That's it. Salt, pepper, a little bit of olive oil. So super straightforward, very easy to make. Takes less than 30 minutes with canned lentils, takes just over 30 minutes with dried lentils. I am going to finalize that recipe tonight, and that will be live whenever they publish it. I don't know when that is. So that was recipe number 1. We made that twice. We made it once with canned lentils. We made it again with dried lentils. Both times worked really well. Recipe number 2 today was a Brussels sprout apple salad. This is super easy. The goal of this salad is something that you can make in like under 5 minutes. That takes so little effort. My other goal with this is that I would love it to be something that you could make with things that you almost always have in your house. So the title of the working title of this one, I don't actually remember the working title of it, but it was the pitch was just like it's the can I bring anything last minute salad. So basically the thought was, someone invites you to their house, you're like, yeah, can I bring something? And then they're like, yeah, bring whatever you want. And then you're like, oh shit. Okay. So basically this is 5 ingredients. A bag. This is shredded Brussels sprouts, an apple that's been cut up, lemon, and Parmesan cheese. Sorry, it's 4 ingredients. So basically you take a bag of shaved Brussels sprouts, or you take like 12, 15 Brussels sprouts and cut those up. You cut up an apple, you toss those in a bowl. You make a very quick sauce with a 1/4 cup of lemon juice and a 1/8 of a cup of olive oil. So very light dressing, salt, pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of each is what I'm calling for, but you salt it however you want. You whisk that together, no emulsifier in it. You just want to get everything combined. You pour that over the apples and the Brussels sprouts. Then you add a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. And I don't mean fresh shaved Parmesan. I mean the like dried shaky cheese kind of Parmesan that comes in this kind of container. If you want to use fresh Parmesan, by all means, it would be delicious. It would be way better, but that's not the recipe I'm calling for. So my thought with this is, if you wanted to make this for a party and you were like, oh, I just need something fresh, like I don't want to cook anything. Everyone loves it if you bring like a little salad or something, because greens. If you have an apple, literally an apple, a thing of Parmesan like this, and a container of lemon juice. You get all those things together, and on the way to the party, you stop at the grocery store and you buy a 9-ounce bag of Brussels sprout shavings, and you just toss that in the bowl, and like you're good to go. So that's the intention of this salad, is that it's like super easy. Have I made this for years? Yes, I have. I always make it a little more complicated than this, but this is like the most streamlined version of the thing that accomplishes the key elements of what I wanted. So we did We did this lentil salad. We did a Brussels sprout salad. Did I show this to you? It looks like this. Here's what it looks like after it's been resting in the fridge for like, I don't know, an hour. You can add dried cranberries to that. You could add raisins to it. You could add walnuts or pine nuts. You could add pecans to that. You could add fresh blueberries, which would be really good. Dried blueberries would also be really good. You could add some cheese to it. Other cheeses if you wanted. You could obviously season it however you wanted to. If you wanted to make it with cabbage instead of Brussels sprouts, go for it. Same thing. 9 ounces of Brussels, 9 ounces of apples. 4 cups of Brussels, 2 cups of apples. Anyway, so we made these 2 salads. We tested those. I'm going to finish writing those recipes. I'm going to submit them, and then we're going to have those be live at some point. Whenever they're live on the internet, you will find them at the recipes page on the website, Command Recipes, if you want to see what that is. And this is a plate of deviled eggs. We made these in the Instant Pot, 7 minutes in the Instant Pot, 5 minutes pressure release, 5 minutes in an ice water bath. Actually, more like 40 minutes in an ice water bath. I don't really remember what was in here. I think it was mayonnaise, hot sauce, mustard, sour cream, dried dill, salt, and pepper. Deviled eggs. They're really delicious. These are going to be my kids' breakfast for the next like 5 days. Anyway, that's what we did on stream today. It was very productive. I feel very good about both of these recipes. They're not due for like weeks, so I'm literally like way ahead of some things. So that's awesome because it's the school year and I'm like really deep into PTA shit right now. In fact, I need to end stream today and do things for PTA. Fun. Anyway, we're going to rate Ice Cream Posse today because I haven't rated Jeff in a long time. He's a good dude and I like him a lot. And this weekend, I believe, is his stream community anniversary situation. Anyway, I'm aware that there's still some issues on Twitch. Sorry to hear that. It is super frustrating and annoying. And that is a free platform that you get to join and watch hours of entertainment just for watching ads. So, D Gamers, hello. I was not aware that there was a new game coming out. I am understanding that there is in this moment. Okay, next week, let me just share it. Next week, we'll be live on Wednesday and Thursday next week. Next week is going to be kitchen stream, both streams. Wednesday is going to be a meal prep stream. We're going to be prepping for a camping trip. Thursday, we're going to be doing Cookie Club. So we'll be doing their Cookie Club drawing on Wednesday as well. And then Thursday, we're going to be making and packaging cookies on stream. This is going to be a big Cookie Club stream. So we're going to start probably a little earlier in the day, probably about 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. or so. So it's going to be a while. We're going to be making 20, at least 20 winners, actually 22 winners, plus folks that are guaranteed cookies. So we might not even have enough entries to cover all of that. We'll see. It would be really fun if we didn't and everyone who had an entry just got to win. But we'll be live on Wednesday and Thursday, as I said. We're going to start our raid on Ice Cream Posse. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out today. I appreciate you. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. That would be amazing. If you're on Twitch, there's a link to YouTube and chat. So YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out today. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good one.